Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel HD Forex Empire. I hope you are doing good. Now in today's video, I'm going to talk about my simple top-down analysis strategy that I use in Forex trading. And now this strategy entails a lot and it's very simple. Now before we dive into the chart, make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit the notification bell to stay updated with every educational content I drop. Now, when we talk about top-down analysis, what top-down analysis simply means is that analyzing the markets from a higher time frame to a lower time frame. So when you're starting your analysis from a higher time frame, you get a bigger picture of the market, how the market is behaving in a bigger picture. Then you move down to a lower time frame. So that's what top-down analysis is all about. Just analyzing the market from a higher time frame to a lower time frame. So now coming back to my strategy. Now with my strategy, we have only four steps or rules we have to follow, and it's very simple, and we are going to use only three time frames, which is the daily time frame, the 4 hour time frame, and the 1 hour time frame. So now starting with the first step. So what the first step does is that we have to first determine the trend of the market. So determining the trend of the market, meaning that we have to know whether the market is in an uptrend, a downtrend, or the market is ranging. And so with this, we have to do this on the daily time frame. This is done on the daily time frame. Now moving on to the second step. What the second step talks about is that we have to spot all our key levels. So this means that we have to spot our support and resistance. Then we also have to spot our trend lines. So this we'll be doing it on the daily time frame and the 4 hour time frame. Now the third step says that be patient for price to get to your key level. So all what you have to do after spotting all your key levels, that's your support and resistance and your trend line. What you have to do is that you have to be patient. You have to relax, wait for the market to do its thing. So you wait for the market to get to your key level. That's your support or resistance or your trend line. So the fourth step, what it simply says that wait for candlestick confirmations. So this will be doing it on the 1 hour time frame. So we want to look at candlestick confirmations on the 1 hour time frame. So for instance, after spotting all our key levels and we are patient for price to get to our key level, what you have to do is that you have to wait for a candlestick confirmation. It can be for instance, in a buy market, when we want to buy, it can be a bullish engulfing market, a hammer candle, or any other bullish confirming candle. And in a sell market, for instance, we want to sell, we can wait for a shooting star or a bearish engulfing candle or any other bearish confirmation candle. So this is what this strategy is simply about. So we'll now move to the chart to analyze some markets. So now starting with USDJPY. So now the first step is we should determine the trend of the market. So now looking at USDJPY, what is the trend of the market? So now looking at this, you can see that USDJPY is in an uptrend because you can see the market making series of higher highs and higher lows. So we can spot series of higher highs and higher lows here. So you can see this higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, then a higher high. So it's likely that USDJPY will come and form a higher low, then continue in that order. So now we now know the trend of the market, which is in an uptrend. So now the next step is that we should determine our key levels. So our key levels, that's our support and resistance, then our trend line. So now looking at USDJPY, now we can spot a trend line. We can draw a trend line here. We can draw a trend line here from this level going upwards in that order. So you can see that price respected this trend line. Price touched this trend line once, twice here, the third touch here, and we can see the fourth touch here. So we can spot this trend line. So like I said, we are spotting our support and resistance, then trend lines. So we are doing it on the daily time frame and the 4 hour time frame. So now let's still study USDJPY, whether we can spot some key levels on the daily time frame. So now looking at this also, we can also spot a key level here. We can draw this level here. We can draw this level here because we can see that price did this. When price got to this trend line pushed price upwards, and price came to got to this resistance level. So when price got to this resistance level, when price broke the resistance level, they came back to retest this resistance level. So when price breaks resistance level and it comes to retest the resistance level, now resistance becomes support, and we can see that the supported price now pushing price upwards. Now let's move to the 4-hour time frame and see whether we can get further key zones. So now on the 4-hour time frame, you can see that price came to respect this broken resistance, which has now become support. You can see price moving upwards in that order. So now we can spot another key level here. We can spot another key level here. We can spot another key level here. So the third step says that be patient for price to get to your key level. So now looking at the 4-hour time frame, you can see that price has gotten to our key level on the 4-hour time frame. So now we don't know whether price is going to break this particular resistance level or will continue downwards. We don't know what's going to happen. So like I said, we move to the 1-hour time frame. So we move to the 1-hour time frame. So on the 1-hour time frame, we can see that price has gotten to a key level here. So now what you have to do is that if you want to sell, if you think price will go downwards like this, then we have to wait for a bearish confirming candle. It can be a bearish engulfing, or how do we call it, a shooting star, or any other bearish confirming candle. I hope you get it. And if you think that price will continue upwards, but in this case, it's likely that USD JPY will continue upwards. From the look of the daily time frame, it's likely that USD JPY will continue upwards. So if price breaks out, we want to see a big bullish candle, then we place our buy entry. So that's it for USD JPY. So now looking at USD CHF also, now we ask ourselves what is the trend of the market. So now looking at this scenario, the market is bullish now, because you can see that if we study the recent trend of the market, you can see that the market is bullish now, because at first the market was in a downtrend here. At first the market was in a downtrend here. It was in this downtrend. They started making this up movement here. So now we are what, bullish on USD CHF. So that's the current trend of the market. So now the next step is we should spot our support, resistance, and trend lines. So now how do we do that? We are doing that on the daily time frame and the 4-hour time frame. So now let's spot these key levels. So we can spot a key level here. We can spot a key level here. We can spot a key level here. We saw that price did this. Price did this. Price was respecting this particular key level here. Then later broke this resistance level. Then resistance becomes support. And now this same level is pushing price upwards. So this what happened. And now we can also spot another key level here. We can also spot another key level here. We can spot another key level here. So now let's move to the 4-hour time frame and study the price action there and see whether we can spot other key levels there. So now on the 4-hour also, on the 4-hour time frame also, if you are to study closely, you can spot a key level here. You can also spot a key level here at this very point. We can spot a key level here, and also we can have a trend line here. we can have a trend line here. We have this nice trend line here. So you can see that price was respecting this particular trend line. So now the third step is that wait for price to do what? To get to your key level. So we have to wait for price to get to any of the key level. And now, as you can see on USD CHF, we can see that price is approaching this particular level. Price is approaching this particular level. We can see that price is approaching this particular level. So we have to relax and be patient for price to get to that level. And when price gets to that level, we move to the 1 hour time frame. So we move to the 1 hour time frame and look for our candlestick confirmation. We wait for a candlestick confirmation candle. That's what we have to do. So we relax for price to get to our key level. So now, for instance, if price gets to this particular key level, if price gets to this particular key level and we think that price will do what? Will continue downwards, you have to look for what? A bearish confirming candle. We have to look for a bearish confirming candle. But in this case, looking at the markets from a wider perspective, it's likely that USD CHF will continue upwards. So this is what I have for you on USD CHF. Now, looking at gold also. So now we first ask ourselves, what is the trend of the market? Now, looking at the recent trend of gold, we can see that gold is in a downtrend now. We can see that gold is in a downtrend now because we can see that gold broke this particular low. Gold broke this particular low. Gold broke this particular low. And now you can see gold made a correctional move here. Gold made a correctional move here. A correctional move to this point. So it's likely that gold will continue downwards. So now let's move let's move to the next step or rule. The next rule says that we should spot our what key levels. That's our support and resistance, then trend line. So now looking at gold. So this will be doing it on the daily time frame and the 4 hour time frame. So now looking at gold, we take our rectangle here, then we draw this key level here. We draw this particular key level here. We have this particular key level here. We have this particular key level here. So now let's move to the 4 hour time frame and see. Moving to the 4 hour time frame. So now the 4 hour time frame too, we can spot a key level here. We can spot another key level here on the 4 hour time frame. So we also have this beautiful key level here. So now we can see that with gold has gotten to the key level. This particular key level, price has gotten to this particular key level. So now let's move to the 1 hour time frame and study the price action, the candlesticks there. So now looking at gold, we can see that price has gotten to this particular key level here, so it's likely that we'll be shorting gold. So now we have to wait for this particular 1 hour candle to finish forming. We have to wait for it to finish forming. It has to form completely before we decide. And if you can see that this particular candle, this particular bearish candle, has closed above this particular how do we call it, bullish candle. I hope you can see that. So we have to wait for this particular candle to finish forming before we take our short position. Thank you all for watching. If you find the video valuable, hit the like button, and if you have any question, ask in the comment section and I will do my best to answer all your questions. You can also join my Telegram channel where I drop free signals and trade setups. You can find a link in the description box below. Thank you. Peace.